Okay, it's been a couple days and I've been working on this setup, and nothing is ever really as it seems. I've ran into a little problem with the charge controller that I'm going to have to work out. I fabricated up a little mount for the top of the battery to mount the devices on, and I also had made a bunch of fuse buses, like little bus bars with fuses embedded in them. But I think the inrush current of charging the capacitors on this inverter has blown these fuses. So I had originally isolated each column of the battery with individual fuses, 5 of them, to separate them, but I've since blown 4 of them and I only have 1 remaining, so I think I'm going to have to come up with a different solution for that. So I temped in these pieces of aluminum as little jumpers so I could just keep the project moving. So I ran some, this is 2 gauge type SC. I, obviously like that kind of stuff. And I found these little boots on Amazon for a few dollars that cover up the little thing there. They look pretty tidy, like they were meant to do just that very thing. And then I put in a little terminal block here to split power from the charge controller, and I also set up a circuit breaker for the charge controller here. It's nothing fancy. I just put 2 pieces of angle together and got it mounted in there pretty solid. And then I got the charge controller here with a battery output and then an input from a little PV array outside. And it turns out, I think, doing some research on the subject, that I have shorted out some of the power MOSFETs here. And I don't know why that happened. My array voltage is low, but it's showing 0 volts on the input, and I've got about 225 volts on the input here. And if you put it in there, it's a dead short, I believe, through one of these MOSFETs or 2 of these MOSFETs here from my research. So I'm either going to pull this power board out here and try and isolate the bad MOSFETs and replace them, or I figured out that you can buy a replacement power board, but it's like $300, and the whole charge controller maybe is worth $400 or $450. So maybe I'll try and replace some of the MOSFETs first, and if that doesn't work, I'll fall back to a replacement board. And if none of that works, I'll put it all in a box and send it back to Midnite and have them fix it. So that's where I'm at with the charge controller. The output of the inverter here is going to be this 10 gauge 4 conductor SO cable, and I'm going to run it up into this 8 circuit QO panel, and the inverter will do 4,400 watts, which is 30 something amps, but I don't expect it to be doing that all the time. I'm going to put a L630 twist lock down here for welding and plasma cutter, and then some convenience outlets off the side here, I think. So that's the project. I'm getting closer, getting there. I'm gonna have to take a break here for a couple days while I wait for some parts. and before I keep going. But it's not working. It's getting closer. So I'll take another video when I get some more action done. Thanks. Bye-bye.